I say, yo, shout out to everybody tuning in. Hit that thumbs up for me. So, we going over growth for the game today. How can we it was a question on Twitter by Brianne Alexander, sister of Maryland player. She said college WBB should be up front and center at WNBA games. Like we seen AZ and Paige at, I want to say at maybe a Liberty or Aces game. It was one of them last year. It could have been a Sun, but she's saying like we need just that same level of interest in the league because it's been conversations and there's a recent poll that most women's players and that's not in the pros don't watch any WNBA basketball. So she's trying to get to how can we get to the point where they're watching, they're into it, and it's not just about the men's game. And she said we should see young girls looking at the W athletes in complete awe and wonder across the board. How do we get there? Now, for me, like just looking at different responses, hold on, outside of mine, let me go to other people first. She said, I think, so I just want to go through other people's perspective first, and this is the journey of she. She said, I think one of the ways the WNBA misses the mark is having WNBA players attending college games. Other than their own school, I saw Asia at UNLV, so hopefully they will make an effort to go see the Aces. Do the college players get a summer break? If so, that may make it harder. She said it depends on year and coach, but I like this idea. There at least some opportunity for college players to end up at the game, even if it's one. Then the journey, as she says, I'm trying to remember, but in Chicago, I know I see the coaches for Northwestern and DePaul. I think I've seen some players from each school, but the Sky needs to make an effort to invite other schools. I actually see many high school teams in attendance. And this is where I feel a lot of diehards get lost, and you see the same thing in boxing. Not specifically just on this response, but they think the average person or even the average hooper cares about somebody outside of the top name. Right now it's Caitlyn and Angel. They don't care. So when you saying oh, here go a good response. Somebody was talking about Angel on the Breakfast Club, and Angel was talking about how her and Caitlyn have a bunch of people interested in watching women's college basketball. And he was trying to say, well, no, people been watching. No, diehards have been watching for years. The big number that you just seen, they wasn't watching when Paige won a championship. They wasn't watching last year. So when you try to bring up these other names, friends who I have who only watch men's basketball, they don't care. But when Caitlyn and Angel, the attention that they began to draw, it brought interest, and the controversy took it to a whole nother level to the point where they was watching the game. So for me, it's like you guys have to get out this box the same way boxing fans that want to grow that sport have to get, they think people care, oh man, when is Tank going to fight Devin or Shakur? And I'm like, bro, when I say these other names for one, they already the casual fan looks at Tank as the king already. They don't know what you're talking about. When you say oh, but he still needs, no, they don't know those guys. So that fight means something to you, but to the average person that doesn't watch the sport, they don't care. So you walk with them from where they're at. And I think sometimes when I say this and I say, let's just focus on this, I think to a certain extent, it turns some people off. Like they might be like, oh, well, they don't get the perspective I'm coming from. I'm about making this thing culturally interesting. So let me go on just to my perspective first, and then we'll go through other people. So I say the more money the players make, the more the average person will care. The more money you make, the flashy you are, the more inaccessible you are. That's what attracts the culture. And I'm saying black people because for the most part, anything that's cool in America, it comes down and goes up. All of the celebrations that you see, that stuff that was going on in the inner cities, and they caught on, became commercial. Rap songs, just things that's going on in the streets, the chains, everything that's cool. It comes from the streets. It comes from the inner city. Usually, young black Americans, and that's just what it is. Like this, especially today's culture, is enamored by street culture. They're enamored by being above the next person, the money, the jewelry, the clothes, high end design, like everything. Even way more if you go back to like 2010, it's even way more that now. So street culture dominates the world, and for the women, they were in the change too. It's the sex, it's the uh 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 getting over on me, like everything that you hear, city girl culture, hot girls, like all of that type culture is what's the theme right now. So if women's basketball is ever going to get to a point of awe, they have to become what the rappers are, what the NBA players doing. Same thing they see the rappers doing, same thing they see the street guys doing. So they get looked at this big level. Even before we get to today's time, we seen them on cribs, we seen the cars, we seen everything. Now you on Instagram, you seeing the cars they pulling up in, you seeing them in the clubs, you seeing them with Lil Baby, Dirk, like all of this interaction. So you have to be synonymous with what's cool if you're going to become looked at in that light. So I think that's just something that people miss, that's too entrenched in it. They think people just because they like basketball, they're going to be in awe of their game. They're not, because if they want to just go see some good basketball, if you're referencing something to them, you're going to be like, oh, she plays like somebody in the NBA. Well, why would I go watch her when I can just go watch that person in the, because that's the mass mindset is always going to be that I can go watch the real thing, even if I'm just watching the highlight and the season over. So why would I watch that? The reason you'll watch that is when you start getting the talking crazy like Angel do, the you can't see me, Caitlyn pulling up from God knows where and doing the same thing, talking heavy, Van Lift getting in your, like, you need stuff that sells it beyond just this point. Angel dressing in this and that, the bags that she wearing, the chains of Flau'jae. Now she getting rap songs with Wayne. Like, you gotta start covering all of this stuff to make people interested, because the sport is second. Same thing with Tank and I'm going to make a point about this, Tank and Ryan. A lot of people don't watch boxing. They don't care, but they watch this fight. Why? Because these guys have sold you a lifestyle. And once you buy into the lifestyle that they're living, their background, then you become interested in what they can do in the ring. And just so happen, this guy got a punch like Mike Tyson, so it just makes it even easier. But you can even have a Floyd who sold you a lifestyle, and he just had the sweet science that a lot of people called it born. But because he sold you a lifestyle, you like how he talked, like how he dressed, like how he showed the car. He sold you all that first. So now it don't matter what he do in the ring. And that's what a lot of people that's just too in it. They think, oh, man, we got to, all of this deep stuff, we got to show them this and show them Breonna Stewart and show them Candace Parker. And let's go. They don't care about none of that. So let's keep going. So I say the flashier you are, the more inaccessible. Again, if people feel like they can just touch you, and you just like everybody else. But we can't just go touch LeBron. You got to pay big bread to sit down and do that. So it's about inaccessibility as much as not the camps and stuff like that. But if you have no camp, you want to make it a ticket, but you got to build the player up enough to warrant nice ticket. It can't just be that the average person can touch you, because at that point you looked at just like everybody else. 48 laws, go look at that. Despise the free lunch. That's how people look. If you give it away for free, people ain't gonna hold no value. You make them pay big for it, they gonna take care of it a little more. So I doubt so I say the more inaccessible you are, that's what attracts the culture. I doubt people were in awe of NBA players when they were still working regular jobs. Young or old, people run to the light. So people run to what everybody else think is it. So if you want to be viewed as cool, you got to be in those circles. Once you like you just a regular rapper, local, you making songs, people might listen, might not listen, but you just looked at like, somebody else. As soon as you get that Dirk feature, them same people, all of them girls trying to, you're going to get a different attention. It's going to be much easier for you. People going to want to listen to the songs now. Oh, that's my cousin. That's my, everything going to switch up. So that's what I'm saying. People run to the lights. So my next thing I say, I think NIL somewhat hurts the WNBA for now, because our society respects money, and that's like the validation stamp. Like YouTube and their gaming was laughed at until people found out they were making millions. But when the lower level is making more than the pro, it's hard to be in awe. So like Angel said, I'm making more than some top WNBA players. Why would I go to the league? And that'll be the perspective of the fan. It's like, okay, this is getting paid more than that. Well, I can just watch this. She the one that's really popping it and wearing the bags and got the chain. She hanging with the rappers. She on the Breakfast Club. Like, she looks bigger than everything in the league. So why would people watch if WNBA, I don't care if it's the Liberty and Aces on and Angel Reese is on, people was tuning in to watch Angel Reese. And don't let it be Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. You can have the WNBA finals with the Aces and the Liberty, and more people was going to watch a regular season game with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Is not all play, is lifestyle too. They have bought into who she is. And she got that validation stamp with the money. They've seen the valuations. That's all over Say Cheese and No Jumper. You seen it. Her valuation went from 400,000 to $1 million. So now it's like, damn, this is interesting. Now I want to hear what you got to say. You can be broke, go in the room, try to talk. Don't nobody want to hear it. You be like, hey, that's a billionaire. Everybody gonna sit up, be quiet, and listen to what you got to say. People respect money. So if y'all want to just act like the world ain't that shallow, you're not going to grow the sport. You got to understand, if you want these people to be in awe, because you said a key word, you said awe. If you want the kids to be in awe, society is going to have to be in awe, because kids don't know how to think. They program. So if you want them to be in awe, they got to see society in awe. Once society is in awe, then they'll do the same thing. Whether that's, and I'm just not just saying older people, because you're going to be like, well, kids don't always like what their parents like, but they're going to like what their friends like. If everybody in the school think it's cool, for the most part, everybody is cool in the school going to be following that. So it just is what it is. So we got to stop being too deep with it, because a lot of this stuff ain't deep. It's just simple paying attention to how stuff work. Matter of fact, let me get my water real quick. Spring water. All right. And I say, because we are programmed to view worth more as better. Jada Williams' NIL valuation was $500K plus, and that's in high school. So you got a high school player making more than pros, and you got a college player making more than pros. Well, if this is what sponsors and stuff are throwing money at, then maybe this is what I should be watching. They flying charter. They living like the pro. Even if I'm in their shoes, it's like, what I'm going to be in all you for? I make more money than you. Like, that's the attitude of young people. So you're not going to be in awe of somebody that's not, like, you might, Angel was being respectful now when she talked to certain people, but let them get into it. The first thing she going to, I make more than, like, how people pop it nowadays. So I don't know why we all playing crazy. So we got to get the money up. But to get the money up, we got to push them like real stars. But you need the right faces. So I think for now, you got the battle with the Aces and Liberty. You can build up something with Indiana. If it's me, I'm building Indiana and Atlanta to be that next thing. You got Zaya. We're going to get to that. Let me just keep reading. Let me keep reading. So, hold on. Let me hit my water again. Hold on. All right. I think it's moving in the right direction, but the true all comes from the current faces that's in the light, like Angel, like I was just talking about, because she's bigger than the sport. Outside of the controversy, she's a lifestyle. I think a Rakia gives that as well. On another spectrum, Zaya and Henny. So what I'm saying is everything Meg and Mulatto and all of them, you get the same feel with Angel. Before Angel pop, I got a video around when the Angel Young Boy stuff first happened. And I was saying you need to push Angel pretty much for these reasons. She popping it just like the rappers. Get behind her. If you get behind her, the sport will blow. A few weeks later, what happened? Angel take over the world. So I'm saying Rakia got that same type of energy. She aggressive on the court, pretty off the court, look good, hair done, cars, jewelry, designer. Same concept. This simple math. Put them in the light. It's like you're not going to push a Rhapsody for today's time just because she can rap. That would be like Aaliyah Boston. A lot of the South Carolina fans, they can be so lost. Like, no, push Aaliyah. No. If you want this thing to really be like legit in society's eyes, you got to push Rakia. You got to push Angel. And then the other side of that is the cool, like I said, girl you can play 2K with. You can also have a relationship. Like she just blends in multiple worlds, but she also cute too. And that's like the Zaya and Henny. They used to hoop with you growing up, play 2K with you, smoke with you. But, they can, just like Zaya at that draft, throw that dress on and, be probably out. It's gonna be hard for any of them to top that. So then I say I think it's oh yeah, all right. So next thing I say, more coverage. TV is that other stamps, because as much as people down TV and radio, grandmama, older folks, the only way they really, even the kids, once you make TV, this ain't something I can just go knock on the door and be like, hey man, put me on TV. So that's still that other stamp to a certain extent that you can universally be like, hey, little Timmy on this channel, hey, Brianna on this channel, all y'all turn to it. Your folks from down south, West Coast, East Coast, to overseas, they can all tune in and see you on that TV. So that's that other stamp with the other stuff attached to it. Now, if you just on there just hooping, it might not just watch. But if you done sold everything else properly and you hooping, okay, I gotta watch her. All right, so I say more TV coverage is that other stamp. The games, a reality show with the right faces. A hard knock style show. I was saying LSU need this. We need to see the behind the scenes. We need to see that see that process with Flaw J not getting along at first, how she be saying in the interviews, and then it coming around. Like that would have been great for TV to see how to truly team build. Like this ain't all easy and we just throw it together and everything work. It's friction, but you work through it, and then you see what happened at the end, and then you get to see the lifestyle. What's she doing after practice? Where they going? They going to the club? They hang out? Do they just eat? Are they going to like what's the life? We need to see it. Hard knock style show for LSU, etc. The cars, the houses, the jewelry, the bags, the shoes, all that. So that's self-explanatory. Then getting back to what I was talking about with Tank. Most of them watch boxing, but this weekend they will watch Tank and Ryan because they sold a lifestyle to different demographics. The lifestyle sells the sport. Ryan appealing to the white Mexican type crowds, more suburban. Tank appealing to the trenches. You bring them two together, boom, you got fireworks sold out 100,000. Easy. Um, I think more people are tuned in than ever. And we seen that with the numbers for the national championship and all that. I think more people, even the draft had great numbers, and that's on the back of the national championship. I think more people are tuned in than ever. I will push the Aces and Liberty as a Celtics Lakers super team rivalry, the old back in the day. And like I said, for the young viewership, I'm pushing Atlanta, Atlanta, Indiana, LA. You got Zaya, you got Haley, you got LA, and you got Aaliyah Boston and Alyssa Smith, all that. I'm just pushing that whole mix. Every time they on TV, I'm talking about the future. Oh, this could be that future possible championship matchups. Whoa. All right. But bank on what's coming. Curate them for the new viewer to grow into the league with. So people are at Caitlyn and Angel. Instead of trying to sell all of this, hold on, just let me keep going. Most don't have the attention span or have the time to catch up. So walk with them from where they are. Angel and Caitlyn, start there and build around that. Keep them in people's faces looking bigger than life. And women's rap is bigger than ever. Integrate the Cardis, Megs, Ice Spice, City Girls, Mulatto, Ari, Jada, etc. with the league and get them courtside at games, all-star game sets. When society as a whole is viewing them in the right light, so will the kids. So, there's some brilliant stuff right here. Now, it might go over a lot of people's head. If you too die hard, you might not understand. But if you understand how society works, you ever had some type of movement and you've been ahead of it, which I have, then you understand what I'm saying. But, for those that get it, get it. Those that won't. If you really want this thing to become big, you got to make the big things that's around synonymous with the league. Once they are interested, you're going to get a lot of other people interested. Once they carrying it like the rappers and popping it and iced up and they, same thing. I seen they had Saudi with Angel and, Sweetie with Angel, and she was, performing that. I want to say the Final Four, one of them. That's a good look, but you just need more of it. You got to get them constantly there. They on their IG happy, popping it, on the sideline and all with everything on. Like, you just want to make it a spectacle. You want to make these players a spectacle, and you want to walk with. My thing would be, it'll be before Angel and after Angel, and I think the after Angel classes is the ones that's really gonna reap the benefits of having that awe. Because I think when a little girl see Angel, they gonna be in awe. Like right now, if you see Angel, a little girl, they see her everywhere. She seems bigger than life. They're gonna be in awe. So it's just a matter of branding everything that's around her. Like, your chance to shine is playing LSU. This what I mean. Like, you start there. When you playing Caitlin Clark, that's your chance to shine and put yourself in the other people's faces, and those that show up at the right time with the right package around. Then you start building off of that. You just branch off, build, curate them, and by the time they get to the league, and then you get all of them in the league, and slowly but surely you'll have the little girls in awe because you've created stars. So it's just going to take the right marketing team. You need young energy around. You need millennial and Gen Z. You need what's the new generation? Gen Z and millennial. Millennial, I say, because we was the first on the internet. We MySpace, Twitter, Facebook. We put all these pieces together. They took it to another level with TikTok and all that. But you need people that understood how this stuff was at the beginning, how the world works now, how everybody fascinated with the drill culture, with the hoe culture, like all of this, what's going on in the world. If you don't understand that and you up under a rock, you shouldn't be in a position. Now, you could design some pictures or something like that, but as far as making decisions on marketing, you shouldn't be in that spot right now. It's a pivotal time, and you need all the right people in the right spots for marketing. You're going to need a collaboration between the WNBA and college basketball to really make this thing kick. And all the investors got to be ready to spend that money to get the right people giving the right look. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Hold on real quick. I want to man, forget what else. I already know what the Die Hard is saying. Y'all let me know what y'all think.